You know, I thought that my microphone hotkey would work this time, but apparently not. But what's starting the year without a tad scuff? Let's see if it works now. No. But, well, it's the beginning of a new year, and yet still a ways away from that 1 year anniversary, which we'll get to eventually. I just need to start working on it. I was going to do something last week, but due to certain events that may or may not be still ongoing, I chose to not do that. But today, of course, is art, as in continuing the same art that we were doing the last time, and hopefully we'll get it done this stream. In other news, I made the mistake of spending money on myself again, but it was a good mistake, because the beautiful creature in the mirror looks great wearing it, or something like that. I had a whole bit prepared, but honestly, I'm just so low energy right now. The last time I tried to spend money on myself, it still didn't come in the mail because the postal union decided to strike, and I still haven't gotten it, but everyone else is getting stuff. But no, we only get like one piece of mail per week. I've got my gripes. But will tonight be eventful? I don't think so, but at least I'm here and I'm having fun and I'm drinking water. Might have to stop and go upstairs to get some more water, but that's fine. But if we get that one art piece done, then we might move on to another thing, and then we might get to some other things later in the week. Might do some more Star Rail, because I've been trying my best to actually get through the story. And good news, I did end up pulling Fugue. So, once I actually finish Penacony, then I can build her. So I guess without further ado, we gotta move on to the stuff. Oh, let's not watch my stream. Man, I should really disable that feature. If anyone knows how to disable the knock feature, do let me know, because that proposes a very high security risk for most streamers that do anything. Now, of course, the music stopped because I haven't done anything, and I have not decided what music to play for stream yet. But here's what we were working on last time. We just need to do more of it. A lot of stuff that needs to be actually done, line work-wise, but otherwise it's pretty good, if I do say so myself, and I just did. Now, what will we listen to? Oh, how about the soundtrack to Awaria, which we did last stream? Was it last stream or the stream before that? Regardless, it's a pretty good soundtrack. So I will do the sin of turning on desktop audio, because I don't know how to control... Well, hold on. I don't want to add a new audio source. Let's try something. I'm gonna add a new audio source. And hopefully it works. I don't think it will, because it never seems to ever work, but... you know, it's the new year. Things might just so be better. And no. So we will just be using desktop audio. That's not too bad. It's what I normally use when I'm not doing calls with people. Someday I'll figure it out. But until then, we settle. Now, I suppose, I mean, we have that we can select opaque, so I guess we are going to, what is that over there? It's always a single pixel. So we're going to turn that off, Oh, that's all ink layers. So this one, yep, that one. No, we turn that, there we go. And I forget what we were using to... This one? No, pretty sure it was this one. Was it 5 or 7? Well, I guess we'll test this out. 7. There we go. Fix that because that looks weird. Good. Well, I hope everyone had a very eventful New Year, because I know I did. Who knows, we might even see the aftermath of what happened. Let's not erase that for now. It's always... why was I designed to have such awkward shapes? My shapes are great, but sometimes it's just like, what? Okay. And then we're going to be smart about this, and we're going to use the lasso tool. Get this in. And this part over here, just in case. And that should be... There we go. And is there a subtractive lasso tool so I can just take this part away? I wish. Boy, plenty of fun surprises await me in the new year, I can tell you that. But with in-stream and off-stream, hopefully I can get a short notice project done by the, I believe it was the 11th. I'll tell you, that's gonna be fun when I do eventually reveal what it is for. But I guess until then, I'm going to be very secretive about it, even though I don't need to, which, hey, I might even end up doing some of the work for it on stream. But also maybe not, because the 11th is 5 days away. Just shade the... Man, it's always so hard to... The line is like technically not how it's supposed to go like that, but it's behind my ahoge, so who cares? mean, I care, but not enough. That's what art is. It's the question of, do you care? And sometimes you don't care enough, and that's fine. You don't have to do everything all the time. Just do everything at the exact speed that you want to. Just round it off there. There we go, that's fixed. From when I didn't do it last time. Now we have to change this. Glorious. I believe we were using this paintbrush tool last time. That's fine. I'll also use the opportunity to repair some of the more sloppier coloring. But then again, it's a question of, do I care? And in this case, I kinda do. There we go, now we can hide the sketch layer, and then finally get to the coloring. Now we're just going to select opaque, and that's great. Now we can get to the rest of the stuff, and as I have not made a ref sheet yet, I'm making myself a color reference. So we have all the flats here, my gradients, my shades, and my highlights, all the same ones that I used on my model. Deal with all the other different color stuff later. What is this dragon scale? So it goes here, and let's zoom in. I forgot to erase that part over there. That's fine. Hopefully that did it, and if it didn't, oh well. You know, sometimes I think when drawing the wings, I think that seems a bit weird, but then I realize that I haven't seen any other creatures in this world with real wings, so what would you know? Sapient creatures, I mean, of course, so maybe we shouldn't zoom into this area. I say as everyone quickly anticipates, as everyone anticipates for the VOD, just to see what it is that I'm telling people not to look at. Right. Nothing. But that's fine. Sometimes I think that is my design too complicated or not complicated enough? I really need to watch that VOD to find out what Gemma and Sadashi said about me. If that VOD was saved. I need to have something written on a post-it to remind myself of how cool I am. You know, because sometimes, when someone doesn't remind you, you kind of forget. And I don't like forgetting things, because it makes me feel bad. I'd be a great philosopher. Too bad I went into, streaming. Then again, I don't think that's too bad. I think people like the fact that I stream and I do my thing and it's all great and stuff, and I've got two big reasons why. Damn it. We only have 20 minutes of the soundtrack, so I guess we might have to change it quite soon. That's okay, I think we'll play the Helldigger soundtrack next, just to keep the mood. Let's also not spend too much time around here. And I also didn't anticipate a yellow and striped color for a Lum outfit, so, I guess we'll have to figure that out on the spot, because all the art that I've seen is very different. In the original show, it has... Oh, I missed some spots here. It's clearly more on the orange tone, but when you see the modern remake, it's very, like, bright yellow. I guess we don't need to have this on right now. Color, good. I didn't even do a warm-up for drawing before I started this, so I hope that I don't lose the juice, the hypothetical drawing juice, you know? I don't like doing things if it feels like too much of an obligation. I like to do fun things. Like looking at myself in the mirror with my new purchase from a shop that I shan't mention. I mean, I could if I want. It's not like anyone's listening, but... It's better to leave some things to the imagination, don't you think? Yeah, then we... there. I do have a nail color, so I will use that. I don't think I'll be quite returning to a regular streams as I once did, due to reasons. Is that on this screen? That's in there. What is that? Is that that must be like part of the line layer? Bother me, because it kind of looks like a hair, but it's also not. Do I sound nasally today? I might have a cold, because I went out on a walk on Saturday night. And it was quite cold, but I enjoyed it. So cold, in fact, that the shock of... walking indoors shut down my phone, and it took quite a while before my phone was up to a temperature that it could start up again. That just makes sense, but you know what I mean if you've ever had a phone. Wonderful device, really. You might even, I don't know what I'm talking about. Do I ever know what I'm talking about? Sometimes. Sometimes I do. But I must admit it. I am not very good at making small talk. But you know, I might go on another walk tonight, because it was just too peaceful. I mean, if you walk in the snow, it's pretty peaceful. Especially at night when there's no one else. It's like, this is my walk. No one could take that away from me. And we, sometimes I wish I had someone to walk with. I'll probably find someone too. God, I keep on finding all these strays. I mean, hopefully that takes care of them. This color. That's the eraser. Don't know why I did that, and we're not going to do it on that layer. I hope I haven't been doing it on that layer. No, that's fine. I should zoom in. A lot of work upcoming in the next year or so. I just hope that I can get it done and actually have the time to do streaming. But then again, that always begs the question, what will I stream? It's like, I can never find quite a concrete answer. Good enough. Looking good. Thank you, me. It's just like looking at a mirror, except I'm wearing something else. Maybe one day I'll get around to designing an outfit that's compliant and I can show off the lower body again. This is looking good. I hope. Any new games coming out that I think I should play? I don't quite know. Well, I did get a new SD card for my Switch, so once I get a suitable capture card, I could find something new to play. I have Thousand Year Door, which I've been wanting for years and years and years and years and years, and then they remade it. And then I got it. I don't know, it's hard to find the time to actually sit down and get through it. Not like It's a chore to get through it. But it is long. And I want to make sure that I absorb it, and I don't just speed through it. I say as I rapidly fill in section. Is the music done? I think the music is done. The music is done. Let's listen to the Helltaker soundtrack. There we go. I hope it's not too loud. But if it is too loud, I hope someone tells me. Helltaker, the second thing that well, it's the first game that I streamed, but I guess the first one was the debut. And I tell you, since that debut, we're gonna get a cast of characters. I don't want to reveal them all right now, but I know that a few people out there are already big fans of some of them. You might even know a couple yourself. God, I really need someone to banter with. But I'm not the type to bother someone just for when it suits my needs. Is this... okay, I think... hold on, I should probably... hold on for a sec. Pardon the interruption. Hopefully we can... well, I anticipated an interruption would happen, and it did. So I guess I'm becoming smarter about this. Back to art. Now, what of these base colors have we not done? We have not done these nails. Should probably change that over here. Looking good, I think. There. Much better. Now this we can just be more cavalier about. There we go. Well, one thing I could have one version with the choker and one without. And then people will be wondering, wait a minute, didn't that look different somewhere else? I tried to do a similar thing in years past. Art of Roxanne Wolf, from Security Breach, of course. Different versions on for Affinity and DeviantArt. No one really caught on, no one really said anything about it, so I guess we'll try again some other time. Fun fact, my eyes, lips, and the gemstone on my Joker are all the same colors. Because I didn't feel like I needed to add one more shade of red. Even though in real life, all of these are all different shades of red to begin with. Character design classes will always tell you, like, you shouldn't have too many colors. But then again, I get the feeling that a lot of these character design teachers haven't seen anything newer than Captain America. Red, white, and blue, that's all the color you need. Yeah, that looks nice there. Hold on. Take this. Oh wait, I could just use the eraser tool. That's handy. Maybe that's too much. We have time to tweak it. Yeah, that doesn't look too great. There we go, I think. Oh, I just love loud noises. We might have to add some gradients to this later. but that's fine. As long as it looks fine from a distance, I'm good with that. It gets the point across. Now, what shade of yellow should we go with? Maybe I should. Too bright? Well, then again, I didn't say it was quite bright. Yeah, it shouldn't be chromatic yellow, because then how could we add... That's just too simple. It shouldn't be yellow. It should be like a very slightly toned down version of yellow. This... And it's also gotta look good against me. There's this gold color. Let's see, what color is it really? It's actually that color. Oh, okay. Would this be an acceptable yellow? And it does match the gold. And so, as the person with the, I guess... We'll do this for now, and if... I'll tell you what I'll do. We'll do this on a separate layer. And so that way we can always add an HSV adjustment if we really need to. And it can do that without affecting everything else. Let's not focus on there for an extended period. What is that? I don't remember. Am I showing too much skin? Maybe. But then again, everything that should be covered up is covered up, I hope. And we'll just zoom in so far so that no one can really tell what we're doing. This seems like a good color, right? It does to me, but then again, my monitor may have a different color balance than yours. So tell me, right now on your phones, call the number 188 don't call, and tell me how it looks. Maybe a bit too orange. Oh. Man, I have a bad habit of not erasing when I should. I am still having second thoughts about this specific shade of yellow, but then again, it's technically a light orange. Colors are funny that way. Because brown is dark orange. So would this be a light brown? Maybe. The jury hasn't gotten back to me on that yet. Oh, it sounds like we're already at the end of the game. Has it really been 20 minutes already? Oh. Oh no. I'm running out of music. Well, I guess we can't beat around the bush now. We have to color around here, and will you promise me all to be adults about it? It's very risky. I don't know. I'm just gonna have to zoom in myself to this, get it even closer to the microphone so that the tracking doesn't work, but I mean, there's no... I really don't want to get in trouble for this, I'm telling you. This was fine back in the day. Your world hasn't become that prudish in the time since then, right? Right? Everything's fine here. Not looking like much. Okay, let's not do that. Now that it has color, this is very... Well, I guess that's all the flat's done then. I think. Is that the right yellow that we'll stick with for the rest of this? I hope so. Well... Let's see. That brings it to more orange. No, it's too much. Let's try. Yeah, that looks fine. Mm-hmm. That just might be the color that we go with. Okay, I didn't... I guess the stripes are gonna have to be on a different layer. Do I have a good enough brush for stripes? We have to do these stripes somehow. Let's start labeling these layers. For my sake, not for your sake. Good color. Yeah, I think that works. It is a rough pen brush, okay. I actually do use this sometimes for actual inking. So we'll just try and get a good photo reference. Good photo reference that was made by a human. Come on now. I realize that the internet is dying, but please give us a few more years. That's a cute figure. I was looking at one on Facebook Marketplace. For $30, I would... I mean, yeah, it's a prize figure, but everything's a prize figure these days. So easy to get. I mean, the stripes are always very... Let's not... Excuse you. Excuse me. Apologies. I mean, of course, it's all very inconsistent, even in the show. So I guess we'll just try and... Oh. Like, come on, someone has to have figured this out. Like, we all know the basics of it. Okay, well... It's underneath the line work, so we'll do... one like that. Oh, the Helltaker music is done. Wait, we just gotta make sure that it actually goes with the shape of... Can't reference again. It is always so inconsistent. I mean, I guess there's no reason to be consistent because we all know. You know, tiger stripes and whatnot. Yeah, and there's like... I'm noticing little stuff like that. That might be too much. I'd say that looks fine. It's all on a different layer. And of course, on the side of the band here, I guess would this be a wing? Yeah, shapes is hard. Looking at more reference. It seems in animation they always just continue the line here, but I don't like the way that looks. And then we'll all erase that later. And it should be a similar story over here by the this area. Except it's all very truncated because this is where the fabric wrinkles. No, I don't like that one. Look. Again, it's always in the... does it look fine? That's the question. Ah, they always look like longer stripes. So I'll just... Oh, wait, the angle. Yeah, of course, these are better and simple because they're just V shapes. Sorry, I'm looking up more. That's a very cute GIF. Well, disconnected V shapes, but you know, sometimes they're animated as a V for making things quick. You know, stuff like this. How many, though? That is my question. Let's count on this one image. Okay, so it's a very thick one, then a thin one, so it's a pattern. Allegedly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, thick one. 6 thick ones. Fine, we should probably find some other music to listen to so it's not. What music should we listen to? Depeche Mode? I'm afraid we can't. A lot of my recommendations are what I usually listen to, and what I usually listen to probably cannot be listened to on stream. Disco Inferno, love that song, but the Kill la Kill soundtrack? Oh, no. What's a game? What's a game? Matarakani, your pesticides is one of my. Um. Boy, what do I listen to? So hard to figure this stuff out. Daft Punk? I'm afraid I can't listen to that. Homestuck music? Even that might be a bit too much. I'm afraid to click on anything. Coldplay? No. And for those wondering which Coldplay song it is, it's Clocks, because of course it is. What should we... What games are there that are not Rappy Ribby or Star Rail? Huh? Games that I know. Do they ever play Honey Pop music on Twitch? The music should be fine, right? Just the music. We'll see what game soundtracks I have that I can play. Portal? I don't know, Portal doesn't really suit the mood right now, does it? Um, How about the Super Paper Mario soundtrack? The extended. Maybe this is too much extended. Oh man, a lot of the intro music is great. But probably won't. Yeah, okay. Did I draw my leg too thick here? That's okay, that's... just... I only look that way because of the lines. Like, there's no easy way to do this on this angle. I just have to do it and hope no one says, like, hey, that looks weird. I'm not gonna be able to put too many of these. These do exist. These are, in fact, a design feature of LUM. I'll just put 2 of them down here. Yeah, that should be enough, right? What does LUM's foot look like? That's more the same. I ain't about to look up LUM feet pics. Well, not on stream. That looks fine there. Good looking LUM. Gotta look at more reference to see if this leg looks any. Maybe I should... From what I can gather, it's... kinda like that. So how many did I do on this leg? I'll try and do the same amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll heal. one right there. It'll be yours and I's secret. You won't tell anyone, will you? Too short. I guess we can use the advantage to suggest the other ones. Not over there. Not over there. I suppose we'll add some more regular edges around here. This one bothers me. I'm gonna thin it down. Suppose this will be fine. 1, 2, 3. Right. There we go. That looks fine to me, and I say it looks fine to me. Let's save. And I will just do myself a favor and check references once again. And I will apply another HSV adjustment. Maybe make it a bit more pale. Okay. Okay, that turns out that's just... Hold on. There we go. Okay, that should be all the flats done. I'm just gonna take away that. I hope that's all the flats done. So I guess we'll save, and I will take a break because I need a fucking break. I'll see you all later. Now we're back. Thank you, microphone, for, So what I've done here is that I've actually changed the yellow color to something that I feel is more in line with the color palette and looks even better. That's fine, we'll always be able to change it later. Now I'm going to make the stripes opaque, and then we'll erase what is not within. I'm gonna make them transparent, and I'm going to reduce their opacity. What's the next song? Ah, yes, Bowser's Castle. Right? Yeah. Not quite with the mood. Oh shit. Not quite with the mood, but I suppose we can let it play. That's fine. Now I should fix that. Hold on. There we go. And now we fix the opacity on the stripes, and there we go. Now I believe that all the flats are done. Hopefully. I don't think I'm gonna get this done tonight. Despite my best efforts. I'll save. Let's actually select opaque here. Oh, it turns out that there is stuff outside, but that's fine. We can deal with that at a later time. I suppose we can get started on gradients. I suppose. Let's get started on these gradients. First up, the hair. Airbrush. That's a bit too big, don't you think? 50. That's a bit too small, don't you think? 150. Yeah, okay, I could work with this. We'll magic wand tool this. Selection all layers. Should grow the selection by about 1.5 pixels. 2 pixels. Yeah, that's suitable. And anything that bleeds will just erase. This part of the hair for now. Shove it there. I don't think we need to have the lighter gradient right. No, that's the eraser. Excuse me. That's all one part. Good. That's the eraser again. I'm smart. I forgot to color in my ear. Yeah, that looks fine. I'll go into flats again, and then color my ear. Huh? Of course. Looks better. Good. Alright, now to your regularly scheduled this. Back to the airbrush tool. That's the eraser tool again. No, that was actually skin tone. I'm in need of a beverage because I ran out of water. Alright, let's switch over to our lighter gradients. It is a lighter gradient, right? Yeah, yes it is. What's the threshold on this? I hope that looks alright. Good. And we will stay away from the shades and highlights for now. We're just gonna do gradients. Eyes and lips. Okay, now we're gonna do 50. Means we just erase. Is that it? Oh, of course, we have these gradients, which I'm going to use. marker brush. Fine. I hope it looks fine. I'm going to try and look up. Lum does have eyeshadow. Very light blue. But due to my design being predominantly red, let's go with a very jadish green. Done with airbrush first. Yeah, there we go. The best part is, apparently, I learned this when creating my color chart. Is that a transparent color still retains the same color information as the opaque color. So if I just turn off the... Let's do... And then we select over here. Like over there. And over here. Okay, well not quite. Well, if I turn off the everything else, and it's a transparent layer, it's all the same color. I say that as the color wheel is covered by the chat box. But you get my reasoning. Maybe I should use a lighter mint. Oh, and let's do the dragon scale. Yeah, we have it all. Let's switch off from Bowser's music. I love the guy, but not that much. Sure, let's go with Highland music. A culmination of various Mario themes. I do love a various Mario themes. I know it's very slight, but that's the point. I'm having a good time. It's where we're introducing slight shadows without it being too bothersome. I feel that is looking. What's next? Horns? Course. Good thing I only have 4 of them. I mean 2 really, and the rest are spikes, but who's keeping track? Obviously me, because I'm the one that has to take care of them. Darker at the bottom. The one thing as an artist you have to remember is where your light source is coming from. To that I say, let's have it come in from the top right. Mainly. I've already made a couple of decisions that don't align with that, but that's fine. And then we take our lighter gradient. And then the top of the horns have this grayish purple color. Have you noticed? And I guess that weaves skin. And that should be very simple, I think, I hope. And we're gonna start with face for now, because everyone wants to look at that cute, adorable face. I think we're actually going to turn down the threshold now. I shouldn't be putting too much below the eyes. Back to 50. Let's erase that. here. And then the rest of the body. We'll start with this great section up here. That's on eraser. You might think it's too red, but then again, this is only just the slight gradient. Oh, I didn't do the other gradient. That's fine. All very slight. In my eyes, that already looked pretty good. But my eyes are biased. In both ways, actually. Alright, now let's... for the highlights, to which we are going to do that in 50, 100 for now. Back up to 150. There's a thing called being too precise, and I don't want to be too precise. Right? And the hand down here. Simple enough. I mean, it already looks pretty good. At this stage, I could just do some simple cell shading, and it'd be pretty good. But I won't. I'm gonna go the full mile and use the detail marker and use that to make the shadows. Maybe I'll cut corners and do some cell shading elsewhere. But okay, what do we have? Of course, the wing webs. They only take up a good quarter of the piece. These ones over here. 50, they're quite large. And then this one over here. Forget where our light source is coming from. Over here. And then we take the lighter part. Right, that looks fine. Uh-huh. I'm just sitting here enjoying the music as well. What else do we have that's not everything else? Apparently the nails don't have gradients. Not even on this model, I don't think. Well, if we were to, what would it be? Yeah, about that. And then we'll just use the detail marker and select opaque. And be more careful. There, that looks good. I suppose we'd have to do some gradients for this. Select opaque. It's not capital, but okay. It's capital idea. And then we just take this color and then we take a darker version of it. Maybe veer it more towards orange. Let's see. Yes, that will do nicely. Wait, hold on. Okay, and that is there. So that's here, and for our highlight, I mean, all said and done, that's gradients. The suggestion of shadows. And we'll save. Making a lot of good progress. Everyone has their own pace of art. I used to be faster, but then again, I didn't used to go this in depth. right? We all figure out new things as time goes on. Actually, 8:12. How long should we go for? Well, I don't want to speed up ahead to the highlights right away, do I? We'll start with the hair. And we'll get rid of the gradients for now. Yes, layer shading and highlights. Just SH. It's 22 big. Now I feel that's about right. And back here as well. Okay. It's fine, I think. Huh? We'll work on these, whatever they're called. Never come up with a good consensus to it. Keeping in mind where our light's coming from. Maybe a bit too much here. Of course, it's on eraser. Delicate process, I think. A very delicate process if you believe it to be. Oops. Right? Mm-hmm. Let me just add something like that over here. And over here. And just do that. It's all very slight, and will probably be covered up by the next stage of highlighting. And over here and in here. Maybe what I don't finish on stream, I'll have to finish off stream. Just so I could have something done this week. How's that sound? Mm-hmm. And we got the stuff under here. Yeah, that's good. Oh, that's not part of my selection. It may seem like it's too dark in some places, but once the gradient gets in there, you're gonna be like, whoa. At least I hope you'll say whoa. Promise me you'll say whoa. Alright, now to the braids. I'm not gonna select them because, I'm fine with doing that. It's very painterly that way and not lazy at all. It's rooted in, it's rooted in history. Your history and my history as well. Alright, let's see what that looks with the gradients. See? Not too bad. It's definitely indicating much more of a harsher shadow, but that's fine. Alright, now for the highlight on the hair. There. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There, and I guess we should probably select these as well. Name to be determined. We've all heard of hair events. What are these things? These floopy danglies. Can't be too precious here. Good, I think. And now the highlight up here, which is gonna get its own layer. You better call Ripley because you might not believe it. Or not. That's how that saying goes, right? I don't know, I'm not from your world. gonna have the brush size. Little bit of texturing just to make sure that, yes, this is hair. Admittedly very floofy hair. What's my hair care routine? It's called being a demon that is magic. And with gradients? Oh wow, wait, look at that, it looks amazing. And we'll save. I mean, yeah, it's a bit too painterly in some places, but let's face it, you're not looking at the hair. Oh, I forgot to add highlights on the little braid parts. Yeah. That's looking pretty sandwich. Don't ask why it looks pretty sandwich. I was just saying something. Because something always has to be said. Oh, the mouth. Yeah. Just gotta correct. Oh, music stopped for some reason? Oh, that's disappointing. Correct the colors here, now that I've actually got them. Hold on. Just check YouTube and tell them yes. Like YouTube is allergic to the people, well, it's allergic to the people, but it's also allergic to the idea of people using their services. I mean, goddamn Google, you already own the world. What do you want? Too much? 50. and we'll use that. Man, that looks pretty mouth. I actually can't open up my mouth that wide on this model. Maybe I'll fix that. Yep. Let's do the horns. The highlight for the horns is, of course, white. And we turn off gradients. Was it always at 10? No, it was at 20. There we go. Very simple, very simple. Very simple. Very simple. Uh-huh. And the highlights. Yeah, there we go. And with gradients, of course it looks amazing. It's looking pretty good. And we'll save. Now let's think about this. What do we want to do now? Look, I love this theme, but I don't want to listen to it for 15 minutes. This one's better. Now, what shall we do? Now, what shall I do with you? It is getting quite late. I will be back, of course, on Wednesday, so maybe I'll have this finished by then. Let's take that off, so now we don't have anything selected and we can just look at it. I'll just save a process shot. Save it as a JPEG. One quality at 70. There, I have a version that I can. Did I save the previous one? Well, that's for me to find out later. If anything wasn't saved, it probably wasn't important because I did save quite a lot. Did I save the horns? What? It's probably fine. Probably. I'm gonna quickly check. Let's see, we have the mouth, and we have the horns still selected. So I'm going to do unselect them, and then save. I'd say we made some good progress. I think. Well, in an absence of things to do, I guess I will see you all later. Sorry, we're not done just yet. I need to go into one-on-one, of course, and then we'll talk about stuff. So, of course, I will be streaming on my usual days this week. That is Monday today, Wednesday the next time, and then Friday the last time this week. It is unknown to me in the current moment if I will be returning the week after, as a lot of things happening may prevent me from having my regular times free. But I guess if I stream, I stream, and if I don't, I guess I'll stream another time. As always, it's fun, and as always, you're welcome for the show, and I will see you all later.